Gentlemen, the same subscriber got screwed over by Nintendo again. Tell a man about it. Oh, I'm that man.
I just wanted some sauce on those zingers.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. A couple shameless plugs first. First and foremost, make sure you subscribe to reviewtechusa. I upload content on a daily basis, and I stream on a fairly regular basis as well. And also, subscribe to my ASMR channel called Tech25 ASMR. I have plenty of content in plan for that channel this year, and there's already a ton of content up there. I know I haven't uploaded in a bit, but that's going to change. So go check out Tech25 ASMR. I'll have a link to everything I mentioned below in the description and top pinned comment. All right, so shout out to an OG sub of mine named Sean. Great dude. He's been following me for years. And recently, in 2025, I had him on talking about the issue that he had with his Switch 2, where Nintendo said he violated the terms of service. He didn't. And something happened during a multiplayer match that was against their TOS, and they bricked the Switch. If it wasn't for, I kid you not, if it wasn't for Target letting him exchange it, he would have just had a Switch that was a doorstop. I'll also have it on the end screen. It's an excellent video to watch. It gives you the whole story. So if you want to check it out there, but it's absolutely insane. And that in and of itself was unacceptable. Now his account got suspended again. He was on the phone with Nintendo for 2 hours. They're telling him that it's suspended indefinitely and they can't reverse it. And because of that, he doesn't have access to the years upon years of games that he bought. This is actually what he told me in a message. I'm going to read it to you, then we'll discuss. All right, so this is the first message that he sent me. I'm done with this company. It has to be a family-friendly show. First, a brick Switch 2. Told you the story about that. Now this. I've been on the phone with their support for 2 hours, Nintendo that is, and have gotten zero answers as to why it was suspended and that there's apparently no way to remove it, which, again, okay, fine. You don't want to remove it, Nintendo, which I think is stupid, or say he actually violated TOS. Fine. He doesn't have access to the stuff that he's purchased over the years to play on his Switch. You want to keep him from playing online, fine, but you're keeping him from his purchases that he paid with his own money? And then all of these CEOs want us to go over to everything being a service, including playing everything in the cloud and video editing in the cloud. This is why this is a really bad thing. It gets worse though. Let's continue. He says, dude, you're good. No need to apologize because it took me a few days before I actually saw his message. I didn't even realize he messaged me about this. However, once again, there was no explanation for why it was suspended. I would like to know. That's the thing too. All right, even if he did violate TOS, I think I'm repeating myself, but the point really needs to be brought home anyway. Even if he was allegedly violating TOS, explain to him what he did. Say what the TOS violation is. So what Nintendo is essentially saying with this is that we could ban you for whatever we feel like. We don't have to explain it to you. And if you bought thousands of dollars of games from like the Switch 1 on, almost a decade worth of games, and you got them all digitally, guess what? You're screwed. We don't care. No, they got to be taken to court for this, man. There has to be a class action lawsuit at least for this. This is absolutely insane. They're literally scamming over people that bought their hardware and bought their products. I would like to know why, but they just won't tell me. I genuinely don't know what I could have done. And this is where it gets amazing. Dude, they said the decision is final and irreversible. Okay, let me be clear about that. The Switch 2 is fine. That's about my account. So his original Switch was flat out bricked and borderline unusable, had to get it replaced at Target. Luckily, they gave him an exchange. And now his account where his games are, okay, it's just his account, but he can't get his games. He can't play the games that he bought. Nintendo, are you becoming your customers' parents? You're grounding him? But even when a kid is grounded, the parents tell them what they did. So back in June, my original Switch 2 was bricked over something I still have no clue over, and thankfully I was able to return it. I did end up getting another Switch 2. Now, just a couple of days ago, when I went to go use it, it said I had an issue signing into my account, and when I went to their website, that was the message that I got that I showed you before, that his account was suspended and essentially that he was screwed and Nintendo didn't care. So this is the account when he had his second Switch 2 that he was able to download all his stuff. Now this is where it gets worse. However, now that my account has been suspended without any explanation other than that their decision is irreversible, I'm locked out of using any of my digital games I've purchased over the years. I can make a new account and continue to use my Switch 2 because the Switch 2 itself is not bricked like his first one. The one I got after my original was bricked, but I'm super hesitant to ever consider using any of their products or services again. I just wouldn't. If you're telling me that games that I bought digitally for almost a decade could not be used, no way. And I hope that people think twice after this video. And he said here, even if I did anything wrong, which honest to Christ, I don't know what I could have done. And he wrote this is the most insane part. You don't get an email when it happens. No notice. It works one day and then the next it doesn't. So there was no email sent to him, no notification. It just, he went to go into his account on a Switch, didn't work. He went to go online and they told him that it was suspended and now it's irreversible, meaning that even his games that he bought, he can't touch. First and foremost, Nintendo, I wholeheartedly right now, if you're on the fence about buying a Switch 2, no, until they fix this, until they hopefully get buried in court, which who knows if they will, why would you buy this? Buy a Steam Deck, buy something else. I'm not trying to be an advocate for the Steam Deck. Buy whatever Steam-based or Windows-based handheld because you have freedom with that. You could even put emulators and play games like Bloodborne on it if you want to. You have freedom with it. It's your hardware. You can do with it what you want. Nintendo's like, even though you bought it, even though you bought our accessories, even though you bought games, we could just take that all away from you, no matter how much you spent, and just go, oh, you violated our TOS. We won't explain to you if you did. We don't even know if you did. And even if you did, the games that you bought, which you should still have access to, you can't play. That is the most anti-consumer thing I have ever heard. And then on top of that, too, this ties into what I was saying about Jeff Bezos saying having local compute power is antiquated. This is the solution, Jeff. This is what's going to happen all the time. And it's still native hardware in your hands. The computing power is in the Switch, too. They want to take that away, too. It's going to get worse. What do you think happens when everything's in the cloud? Your games are in the cloud. Your compute, whatever you do on your computer is in the cloud. There is no local computing power. You are beholden to these corporations for anything, and they could cut you off just like that. And what happened to Sean is a perfect example of that. This is the future that they want, and we can't let it happen. I don't think you understand the gravity of this. And what happened to my buddy and subscriber Sean is proof of it. Wake up. It's going to get worse. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one.